it's Leah. Welcome to today's video. So I went ahead and tried rolled buttercream. I wanted to see what all the hype was about. Basically rolled buttercream is just buttercream frosting that can be rolled out like cookie dough, and you can use cookie cutters to cut out shapes as an easy background, or you can use it with molds. There's lots of fun stuff you can do. So I'm going to show you the recipe here. I'm just starting out with a cup of cold salted butter. I cubed it and then I creamed it in the stand mixer using the paddle attachment. Here I am stirring in 2 cups of powdered sugar and then blending that together. Now, rolled buttercream omits all liquid except for the flavor. I think it's important to still put in vanilla extract or almond or whatever you're going to flavor it with, because otherwise it's just really sweet. And I'm going to go ahead and add in 2 more cups of powdered sugar, and I'm going to stir this in. So this is just like my regular crusting buttercream recipe that I use all the time to decorate cookies, but I didn't add the milk. So that being said, if you're going to use regular buttercream frosting to pipe detail work on top of this, you're going to need to make 2 batches of buttercream frosting. Okay, so some people can get away with using just their regular crusting buttercream recipe. How you want to test this out is you want to go ahead and pull out some and roll it in between your pointer finger and your thumb, and you're going to see if it sticks to your fingers. If it still sticks to your fingers, then you need to add more powdered sugar. It's going to be too sticky to roll out and it's going to stick to your cookie cutters. Okay, so here I'm just testing it out. As you can see, it's still really sticky. So I'm going to add in another cup or 2 of powdered sugar. You probably aren't going to need any more than 6 cups of powdered sugar, but just add in a little bit at a time, see how it goes for you. I think this is going to be dependent on like humidity and just temperature in your house and whatnot. Also, I add in a full tablespoon of vanilla extract. Some people only do 1.5 teaspoons or a teaspoon, and so that's going to affect it as well. Okay, let's test it. Okay, this is perfect. This is kind of like a Play-Doh consistency. I can form it. It's not sticking to my fingers, so this is ready to go. So I'm going to pull out just a little bit. You don't want to take out too much, because the more you play with this, the more it's going to warm up and it's going to become sticky. Now, like I said, this was my first time trying out rolled buttercream, so I didn't think to use powdered sugar here. Definitely use powdered sugar when you're rolling it out. Just like when you were rolling out sugar cookies, you might add a little bit of flour to your rolling pin or to the top of the dough. Add a little bit of powdered sugar, and that's going to really help. I did that the next time, and definitely worth doing. I'm also using my Joseph rolling pin, which I love because it's adjustable, but it does have the Joseph indentations, and so it kind of left that in the buttercream. It wasn't that big of a deal, but if you want a completely smooth buttercream that you don't need to go and, fix up after it's on the cookie, then use a regular rolling pin. I just fixed it up with like a palette knife, just smeared it a little bit more, and it got all of that extra texture out. So I found that you're going to want to roll this as thin as possible, 1/4 inch or less. If you do roll it out too thin, there's going to be a larger chance of your shape kind of distorting when you use your cookie cutter. But too thick and it's not going to taste very good. It's going to be too sweet with all that frosting. Okay, so this is optional. If you want your frosting to stick to your cookie right away and not have to wait for it to kind of melt onto the surface, you can add a light layer of corn syrup onto the top of the cookie. I just use a spoon because that makes it easy. Alternatively, if you made 2 matches of buttercream frosting, one for piping, so basically it has a liquid in it, you can use that as the glue. And then you're just going to take the same cookie cutter that you used to cut out your cookies, and you're going to cut into the powdered sugar. You can see that it's a little bit sticky here, but it's going to be fine. Just like when you use cookie cutters on cookie dough, you could put a little bit of powdered sugar rather than flour on the cookie cutter, and that'll help it to come apart as well. I'm just going to peel away the extra buttercream frosting, pick it up. This was 1/4 of an inch here, so yeah, you don't want to go any thicker than 1/4 of an inch because that's just a lot of frosting to bite into. I've placed it on here. It's a little bit off center, so I'm going to go ahead and peel that up and fix it. So it's really easy to play with. You have some time before it kind of glues down onto that cookie. But this is just an easy way to get a flat surface done if you just do not like using the traditional smoothing methods. Hey, people call rolled buttercream an alternative to fondant, so I'm going to show you how to use silicone molds with this buttercream frosting. So all I did was I colored 3 different shades of the rolled buttercream, and I am just pressing some into the molds. I didn't do anything to the molds. This is just how they are. I didn't put any powdered sugar or anything down in them. What we're going to be doing is putting them in the freezer. I found that this was the best way to do it, was just freezing them. I also found that these molds still stuck really well onto the rolled buttercream. You can see how I've already done 2 of the cookies where I added this in. I did not use any corn syrup. I just put the frozen molds onto the flowers, and eventually it just kind of settled in nicely and glued together in place. So rolled buttercream can be really versatile. You can use it for cutting out your buttercream to create that bottom base layer. You could mix colors and marble them like I'm doing for the mold, but you could do that as the background. Oh, real quick, I put it in the freezer for about 10 minutes for this size mold. It's going to depend on the size that you use, but you can always test it and see if it's coming out nice and clean. But yeah, you can paint on this buttercream. You can use stencils on it. I haven't found anything that you can't do with it. In terms of cookies, I probably wouldn't use rolled buttercream as a fondant alternative if you were like trying to roll it out and shape it over a cake. I don't think that would work very well. I think it would just break. But yeah, overall, I think that I prefer just using regular buttercream frosting with the liquids and creating that base layer. But I love using my palette knife. I talk about it all the time in my videos to smooth it. I just find it faster. But if you struggle, then rolled buttercream I think is the way to go. Here's what I did to finish these cookies. Just used some regular buttercream to pipe some words and painted it. All right, thanks for watching, guys. You can leave any questions below or check out the blog link.